And over to an India Today exclusive. After the widespread success of the Kashmir Files, National Award-winning director Vivek Agnihotri has another movie up his sleeve titled The Vaccine War. The upcoming film is slated to release on Independence Day next year, 2023. Agnihotri has stated that this film will chronicle the true story of how India won the war against COVID with its expertise in science. Of course, it's once again got all of social media talking. And joining me this evening on 6 p.m. Prime is filmmaker Vivek Agnihotri. Good evening, Mr. Agnihotri. Thank you. Always a pleasure to have you here with us on India Today. You released the poster of the vaccine war just a few days ago. Already social media is abuzz, and obviously going by that glimpse, I can make out that it's of course about COVID, something none of us will forget about. As far as India as a country is concerned, we witnessed many highs, many lows as well during this time. So is your film, Mr. Agnihotri, covering both?
Oh, of course. I mean, this, first of all, thank you, Akshita, for inviting me. And it's a very, very important and sensitive subject for the humanity. I'll just give you a little background. Sure. When my film got postponed because of COVID into 2020, then we were sitting and I started doing research, and in that research I figured out that there were so many scientists. When we say frontline workers, generally we have celebrated doctors, nurses, even journalists and a whole lot of people, but nobody realized that there are so many scientists who are working inside the labs and dealing with the bioterror situation in the biosafety environment, leaving their families. They couldn't go. People are talking about 10 days, 15 days. And most of them were women, and women, all middle-aged, senior women scientists, leaving their children behind. So I know so many cases. We have interviewed so many scientists. Their children have gone through so many psychological issues. So I said, nobody knows about virologists in this country. We don't even care about them. When it comes to science, we talk about rocket science. Nobody says to their children that you should become virologists. But this war has been fought by virologists. Without these virologists, we wouldn't have had these vaccines, both great vaccines. So I thought, why not make a film, an inspiring film about these scientists? Of course, but the film covers the entire span where when the vaccine was made, we had so many hits and misses. We failed. There were disasters. We definitely failed in many areas. But the entire world collectively was failing in so many things because we were all learning. But in the end, we fought this war and we won with dignity, without the blackmail of many superpowers, without the lobbies who were trying to sell India's interest. And we genuinely, when it comes to the vaccine, we became definitely an Atmanirbhar country.
For sure, and I think I agree with you in the sense that, we need to talk about all of these COVID heroes. We need to talk about the healthcare workers, the virologists, as you pointed out to Mr. Agnihotri. But, you did mention that there were misses. There was chaos, there was fake news that was spread on the vaccine. There were these endless queues that we all remember when people were trying to get the vaccine, didn't have access to it. Is that something that you also cover in your film when you refer to the vaccine war?
See, first of all, my book is based on the most authentic book written by the Director General of Indian Council of Medical Research. Plus, it is based on interviews of scientists who have no political agendas and who don't belong to any political thing. They are critical of government, they support the government, all kinds of people. And we have the kind of research we have accessed from various governments, not just Indian, from WHO, from CDC, in our own little way from China, whatever we could get access to, authentic one, to the scientific papers published in Lancet and all, and we compiled whole thing. We definitely are, my film is going to show everything. It's a story of India, and nowhere I believe that that we have got 100 out of 100 everywhere. But this does not mean, and I see that the focus is, of one side, the focus is that the film should only about the failures. But I think the greatest people in the world, including Mr. Einstein, have learned from failures what not to do, and they succeeded ultimately. You and I, anybody who says that we only failed is wrong. Anybody who says we have succeeded, I think life is a package deal. You get both. But in the end, what counts is that how the resilience, determination of this nation and the people of this nation. Yeah, I've been going to US all the time. So I've been in Europe for 1 month recently. I'm going to US again day after. You go there and you realize how that society is still suffering from the psychosis of COVID, from anti-vaxxers, the politics around vaccine. Thank God, India has given 250, almost 250 crore doses. There is nobody who says that we won't take vaccine. But we will also cover people who created vaccine hesitancy. Why not? We'll also talk about the media which created false news, fake news, which the court had to order. The courts pulled them down. So people who were working against the interest of the nation.
You know, Mr. Agnihotri, there were both sides to that story, yes?
Yeah, so they're both sides. That's what the story is all about, when you show both the sides. But insisting that I show only one side is, I think, wrong on any part. This is called the vaccine war which India fought.
Mr. Agnihotri, my final question to you. You know, you've been trolling all those who've been trolling you on social media. What's your message to those who say that the vaccine war will be propaganda, will be government propaganda? They refer to the Kashmir files also as propaganda.
See, every breath I take, when I write every morning I write on creativity, good morning message, and for many, many years I've been doing it. That is also propaganda. Every breath I take is propaganda. Everything I do is propaganda for some people. You know, so it depends. Today what has happened is that everybody associates the achievements of India and Indians, Bharat and Bharati people, with the government. That is their problem. That's their mistake. Just because, see, when you see a peacock from the back, it looks ugly. When you see the peacock from the front, it looks beautiful. So it depends which side you are standing on. I don't care much, and I don't take social media very seriously, honestly. People told me sometimes if I'm in a good mood, I let it go. Sometimes if I'm in a good humorous mood, I also told them back. So I don't take it seriously. Anybody who thinks that countries are run by Twitter, I think they need to go and check their own psyche. I'm a very proud Indian. Wherever I go in the world, every single person, I know so many scientists now in the world, they talk very highly about India's COVID management and India's vaccine story. Yes, people died. In every country, people died. The deaths, I mean, it's a pandemic. There is a reason why it is called pandemic.
Agreed.
Yes?
I agree. I agree. Mr.
Yeah, but
Agnihotri,
this narrative, I seriously do not like the narrative that we keep focusing on the funeral pictures. We keep talking about. I'm not that kind of person. You can look at life from.
Sure, but you know, like we discussed earlier.
Listen to me. Let me finish. Yeah. I want the young people of this country to get inspired and start enrolling themselves in scientific research, especially in the areas of biosciences, which Indians, parents discourage them, society discourages them. And I have done a lot of research and empirical data I have, where middle class families tell their daughters, if you are not getting married, do biosciences. They do not encourage them to become bioscientists. Everybody wants them to become IT engineers or rocket scientists. I want to change this perception.
And I think that's a great message to be putting out. All the very best for the vaccine war. Mr. Vivek Agnihotri, thank you for taking out the time and joining us here on India Today.
Thank you. Thank you, Akshita. Bye-bye.